After spending over $70,000 on paid ads across Facebook, TikTok, and Google, I've learned a lot of lessons that I all tried to summarize in this video. Take out a pen, you will not regret it, I promise. The strategy that I'm about to give you works on every single platform. Before we actually get started, you need to understand the best way to scale is not ABO, not CBO, not Advantage Plus. In fact, the best way to scale isn't on the media buying side of things, it's actually on the ad creatives. It's actually having more and better winning ads. That is the single only way to actually scale something for a long period of time. And so stop actually trying to find some ad strategy and really focus on making super good creatives, because a 10 out of 10 creative, guys, works on ABO, on CBO, on Advantage Plus, on a smart performance campaign on TikTok, on a performance max campaign on Google. It works everywhere, all right? First of all, I try to break down a video ad creative and all the important metrics that come to it, just so you understand what exactly we're going to track and what the process is going to be like. So first of all, there's the hook, obviously, the first 3 seconds of the video. And in this part, you 100% need to shock the customer. You need to grab their attention. You need to have something which just stops them from scrolling. That's why it's also called a scroll stopper, right? The more people you can actually hook from keeping on to scroll in the first 3 seconds, the more money you will make. That's just how it works, all right? All of these, we can actually set up in the ad account. So if you click on custom columns and you add these, then you can actually go ahead and just see how many percent of your impressions are actually staying on your ad. For example, you can set up impressions divided by 3-second video views, and so that's going to be your hook rate. And the same thing you can do with 25% of the video, 50%, and 75%. And then at the end, you're gonna have 100% video views. How many people have actually watched your ad all the way through the end? And that's gonna be your hold rate. And so why we need to track so many metrics is because the more you track, the more metrics you actually measure, the better you will get, and the easier it will be for you to make decisions and also make more money at the end. Our goal is not to have 10 winning ads right away. That's not possible, all right? Most ads, even though they're really good, they come from a really good marketer, which I'm sure you are, they will still fail, right? And so our goal is to have a ideal start. We want to have a very good, solid start with like good hooks. We want to have, some ads that show potential, and then actually go from iteration to iteration to iteration and actually change up the parts where our metrics tell us that the ad is not good. For example, let's say our ad, performs really well in the hook, also 25%. However, in 50%, there's a big drop off, right? So we know somewhere between 25% of the video and 50% of the video, something is just off. Something is there which people find boring or don't like, and so they keep scrolling. And so your metrics always tell you everything, right? The more you track, the more you win, honestly. That's how it is. So winning ads are being made, not found, all right? You don't find winning ads, you actually make them winning. You have a start, and then you go through the process of 100 different iterations and until you are in the profit zone and actually can scale that ad profitably. Now, of course, there are going to be concepts and just angles that are more scalable than others. However, every ad concept is possible to actually make that profitable. You just have to see what is the problem. So let's say your ad has a very good click-through rate, but a terrible hook rate. Now imagine how high the click-through rate would be if it had a strong hook too, right? So you cannot really, go ahead and say, oh, this ad is already good. No, it's always possible to make something better, even if it already works. Remember that, it's always possible, all right? Let's look at the most relevant ad concepts when it comes to video ads. And first of all, I've written down UGC, which is user-generated content. And that's just where basically people sit in front of a camera and just hold the product, showcase it, show their reactions, maybe unbox it, and all that kind of stuff. That is UGC. So if you've seen that before, now we have a name to it, right? Just so you know. Then we have product showcase, which is basically just B-roll footage of someone filming the product and maybe using it, whatever. That's a product showcase ad, and there's many variations you can do with only music, you can do with music and someone talking, you can do this with AI voice. There's many ways that you can actually make a product showcase ad work. Then there's offer focus ads, which are basically just for most aware people who already know you, already know everything. They just need a little discount until they actually convert. And then also there's a founder ad where actually the founder of a brand sits down in front of a camera and tells exactly why, you know, you should buy this product. A lot of social proof, a lot of trust. I love this ad type. For image ads, it's basically a couple more things because there's offer focus, there's features and benefits, which is kind of like product showcase. You just, you know, have some bullet points or just make it look cool. However, just, you know, explain the benefits of the product in detail. Then you have us versus them. You have UGC again, which is basically instead of a whole video, just a selfie of the creator with the product. Then there's testimonials and social proof, and then also founder images, obviously. Now, how to actually test ads, right? Because I know that a lot of people struggle with actually finding something which works, and they don't know how much to test, how to test, where to test. They're just confused, all right? So to try to break it down correctly, I've basically figured out two options of how you test ads. One might be, you know, you're testing a product, and the second one is going to be once you're already scaling, but you're testing new creatives. So if you're testing a product, you have to sit down and brainstorm marketing angles before you actually do anything, right? So you have the product, which is cool. However, you have to come up with different angles that you actually want to test, because the more angles you're going to test, the more audiences are going to see your product, and therefore the higher the chance of that product actually succeeding. And if I were you, I would really want to have a very high hit rate when it comes to products. And so this is really important, right? Marketing angles are actually what scale. Products don't scale, angles do. When it comes to testing ads in the beginning, quantity over quality is what I try to preach, or at least the same balance. So you absolutely cannot rely on making 3 ads and then making them perfect and then imagining that, you know, this product is gonna hit. That's not how it works, right? In the beginning, you don't know what works. You wanna have a good start. You want them to be decent quality. However, you just wanna make a fuck ton of them. That's what you wanna do. You may wanna make a lot of ads in the beginning, a lot of concepts, you know, even multiple angles. You're just gonna essentially just wanna give yourself the highest chance of success when testing a product. Very important is that you're making variations for each concept. So once you have something finished, just change up a couple things, right? Change up the hooks, change up the text placement, whatever. You can change up so much stuff in an ad. Just try to find the thing which your audience resonates the most with, and just make variations of your ads before you actually go ahead and test them, and then test all of them. Basically on Facebook, I put 3 creatives in one ad set, always ABO, and TikTok ABO as well, just 1 creative per ad group. And on TikTok, I would absolutely recommend you turn on smart creative ads, which is basically going to allow you to put 5 lines of text in there. It's just what I like to do. However, your lines of text are not gonna make or break your ad, obviously. And then option 2 is gonna be testing new creatives when you're already at scale. So I'd recommend you to test about 30 to 100 a week. Obviously, that's gonna depend on your scale. If you make a lot of money, you're gonna also have to test more creatives. With more spend, your ads die more quickly, and so you need to test accordingly, right? And so you also have to look at your metrics of the best current ads and see where you can improve them, right? And that's what I said before. If your ads have a good hook rate but a terrible hold or CTR, then you could use the same hook but change up everything else and then try how that performs, right? Or try to combine a winning call to action and body with a winning hook, right? Which you figured out from 2 different tests. You could combine those and see if that performs well, right? So you can do a lot of mixing up, you can do a lot of stuff when it comes to actually testing creatives, and that's what I really want you to adapt, the mindset of like putting in volume. It's really about doing a lot, right? And if you want to get custom content, I definitely recommend Twitter. Twitter is very good. You just make a tweet, you're just looking for creators, or you know, you DM UGC creators directly, but also Incense and Speakly. Speakly is a German agency. However, these 2 are a little more expensive. So this is just really systemized so that you can find high quality creators, because that's obviously like their whole selling point. So these platforms are only made for UGC creators, and however, you have to be aware that you're also gonna pay something for this service. And also what I like to do is work with micro influencers. So you basically send them the product and give them an affiliate code, maybe even pay them something up front, and then they actually go ahead and make a video, post it, and allow you to run that as paid ads. And so you have UGC and an affiliate at the same time, which is pretty cool. I definitely recommend you once you're at scale to get into that. even if you want to test the product like this can work very well. I know some people that have actually tested their products with affiliate marketing first and then actually moved on to paid ads. And then the last couple important facts that I've written down, most of our content is going to fail, right? That's just realistic, especially in the beginning. You need to figure out your usual hit rate and then test accordingly, which means if you figure out your usual hit rate, and that's why I also tell you to track everything, so track your hit rate every week. But if you, let's say usual, on average, it's 5%, then you need to test at least 20 creatives every test, right? So that you can actually know and actually find winning ads every time. However, if your hit rate is only 1%, which is fairly low, but it's might be the case in the beginning, then you need to test at least 100 creatives until you find another winner. And so this process is very plannable and systemizable. A lot of people just say, oh yeah, I can't find any content that's better than my first winning ad, and that's why their products fail and die. However, you just need to test accordingly to your hit rate, and then everything is going to change. And then obviously you should focus on getting better, as video editing and graphic design is a skill, as well as marketing. You just need to get better at the whole thing. And how do you get better? By doing it. You just do it more, test more, and that's how you get better at the end of the day, right? And then there's a 4-hour rule, which basically means that and the one thing that you want to learn the most, you spend at least 4 hours every single day, no days off. That's going to mean you're going to spend 4 hours a day only on making ads, right? Not learning about it, not reading about it, actually doing it. Make ads, script them, brainstorm, and actually edit them. And that's how you get better, 4 hours a day. All right, guys, with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I wish you a fantastic day.